Jenae.
This is Kaizoku Uncharted, where a couple of siblings sail the vast sea of anime. If you think this is the crew for you, set sail with us every week. I'm Jakia.
And Jenae. And that's it, okay? It's Jakia and Jenae's Takeover yet again, okay?
I mean, we have to. There's so many shows that we need to talk about that Justin will not get on board.
And we're going to talk about, drum roll, Haikyuu, okay?
Yes.
Now, we get it. There's a lot of seasons of Haikyuu. There's several movies.
Yes.
But we're going to be talking about the Haikyuu movie, Battle of Concepts.
Yes.
And if you don't know what this movie is, it's pretty much like an overview of the third season. When they're in the
form.
Yeah. It's like in movie form. It's like the prelim finals, okay?
Yep.
Just to give you a little rundown. So you want to start, Kia? Let's start this. So we start off with Katasuno doing sprints up the hill. And that's the name of the school, okay?
That's our main team.
That's the main team.
Katasuno, that's important when it comes to these cheers.
The crows, okay?
Right.
And so you have everyone going up in pairs. They're all going up this hill. Then you have the infamous duo, Hinata and Kageyama.
Yep.
And they're competing, going up the hill.
They're first years.
Yes, they are first years.
Yes.
First years, yeah. So they're sprinting up the hill. And they like pass everyone. They're like, hey, where are you guys going? And somehow these fools, they end up in a different district.
They just end up in a different town. That's literally what happened. They're in a whole other town. And they end up at
Shida Torizawa
Academy.
Yeah.
And they come up against their ace.
Ushijima.
He's not a jerk, but he a little cocky.
He has every right to be cocky.
I mean, I didn't say that he wasn't. Like, it's well deserved. Like, it makes sense. He's good at what he does.
Beast.
He is. And so they basically realize that, oh man, this guy's really great. And then Kageyama's like, hey, can we like watch you practice? And he was like, sure, we're not gonna get any weaker just because you watch us. And
these are facts.
This is a true statement. And so he lets them go over there.
And they're facing college students.
Because no one else in their town
is tough enough for them. They even say that, okay?
It's a whole thing. And so it was wild because, like... I'm
going to skip a little bit.
Okay. Well, just do the concrete part.
Okay, yeah. Okay. So, somehow this volleyball comes up out of nowhere, and Hinata does the infamous iconic
no, that's
jump.
not what happens. So what happens is, like, Ushijima's song basically is, like, kind of talking about, like, people and their skills and, like, how the team that they just got done finding, like, what's his name? Orikawa?
Oh, yeah, Orikawa.
Yeah, Orikawa was, like, a really good setter, and how Kageyama was like, yeah, I applied to come here, and then, like, Ushijima was like, yeah, but you weren't good enough to come here. So, like, you know, but, like, Orikawa, he should have came on our team because he actually knows how to be, like, a good setter or whatever.
Well, the reason why he shouldn't have came is because he doesn't know how to serve anyone but himself.
Right, exactly, because he has a nickname as a king. Right, anyways, but that's later. But anyway, so, like, Hinata gets annoyed by this, and he was just like, because he was basically saying that Orikawa was like, you know, nothing's gonna happen if you're not in like fertile soil, and Hinata was like, what you trying to say about us? Like, you trying to call us comparison to concrete? And he was like, well, you know, if the shoe fits, basically, and then the ball comes out,
right? And then we have the icon. I think it's an iconic.
It is an iconic scene,
like.
Because Hinata's short. Hinata's like, I think he's like 5 foot or something like that.
Yeah, he's like 5 foot, 5'1" or something like that. And Usujima, he's like 6 foot something. And like, he's trying to jump up against this ball.
Yeah, Ushijima is, he's trying to.
And then Hinata comes out of nowhere, just sprints like the beast he is.
With
and
the quickness.
Jumps higher than him. And he's like appalled.
He was like, whoa.
And
we're just like,
he was like, my name is Hinata.
Of the concrete.
And of the concrete.
Yes.
And I'm going to beat you in nationals.
So.
And he hands back the ball.
And walks away. Because he had that demented look in his eye. And I was like, oh, man, it's on.
And then when they walk away, that's when he starts smiling. I'm like, all right. Something's about to happen.
Something's about to happen. Yes.
Man.
But anyways, go ahead.
I was going to say, like, that scene right then and there stems this rivalry that's about to concur. Okay? So, fast forward. It's game day.
Yes.
I earned Cole's cash on what I need.
Well, thanks, Justin.
He needs look, it's not his way. It's not his fault if he needs cold cash.
Anyways.
He needs cold cash.
It's game day, and right off the bat, these fools, Tanaka and Nishinoya start daydreaming about how all the girls is gonna want them if they do super good at this finals, at the prelims. And they just like tearing it up. They're like,
just like hollering, and then our favorite team father, Dachi, is like, Shut up.
You're embarrassing us.
He's always quick to shut them down at all times. Throughout this entire, I would say he's a good captain. He's always like,
he's solid.
He's always just like,
he was like, shut up, you're embarrassing us. Like, I'm like, well, he kind of is.
Or whenever they be hollering, he just.
They scream so much in the show. After every point, they be like shouting.
And then that's like, oh, that was a great move. And they're just like, ah. And he was like, stop. And then the referee's like making too much noise.
So they're just screaming in the lobby after this daydream that they having. They think they about to be the lady killers or something. They're just screaming. They got
all like shiny and sparkly and all these things and all majestic.
So then I guess they follow Dachi's suggestion and go towards the court. And right off the bat, before the match even starts, before they even get on the court, you have the battle of the cheer squads already setting up. Okay,
it's real. So in this, I would say Haikyuu, like they bring like the cheering to a whole new level. I mean, in this episode, was this one of the best cheers? No, whatchamacallit has a better cheer. From the last season, but this one was pretty close because like Katasuno,
they're strong though.
Yeah, they're strong. It's a strong cheer. Like Katasuno, like the vice principal hates Hinata, but he came and showed out, and he was like, "Look, y'all, we practiced this the night before," and he was like, "Get it, Katasuno, get it, Katasuno," and they had a whole beat and everything.
He took off his toupee. He was tearing it up.
They had flags. They had horns. He was like, "We ready," and
but they're still not even that great compared to
the other team. Because the other team had like
cheerleaders.
They had a band.
They had the drums. They had crazy.
They had their lyrics were more
they
robust.
Had an actual song.
It's true. They were like singing all majestic and angel-like. It was a whole thing. They were trying, but it was good. It was good. It's a
good cheer squad, okay?
And when Katasuno saw them, they're like, "Oh, we really gotta bring it with
our
cheer." And then because all the students were like, "We don't want to do this," but they're just like, "Oh, we gonna bring it now."
See,
so
it's not just about the players.
Yeah.
So, anyways, they just started right off the bat. So there's 5 games in this set, okay?
Yeah.
And I guess the 5th game.
No, there are 5 sets in a game.
Yeah. Sorry. So there's 5 sets in this game. The last set, the 5th game, it's like 15 points. Or something
unless
like
you get like a match point, because match point is when it's like your 2, and so like if someone's like 15, if it's like 2 points, someone's like 15, and then 17, they're just like, oh, okay, it has to keep going, but it's technically supposed to be like 15.
So we start off the first set. Usujima, he goes out strong.
He does.
He scores the first score, and he goes straight for Noya. Okay, the libero.
Who's great? He's a good libero.
He's the beast.
He's a really good libero, though.
He's one of the best.
He is.
I haven't seen no one else. Okay,
he's stats.
He even say the previous day they got Usujima, they got me. I was like, all right,
and
he can back it up because he missed this score. Okay,
but he said he was like, hey, just give me three. Give me 3 chances. Like I'll be able to match his stuff. I'll be able to get the feel for it. And they're like, you sure?
Just give me 3. I was like, okay, back it up.
He's good. Yeah,
and that's what he did.
Yeah.
Like. This man's a beast because apparently he's left-handed. So if you're like left-handed, there's a different spin rotation.
Yeah.
So he was just tearing it up. Okay. And they're like, dang, he really got it. It's like, why didn't they believe it? Anyways, they did not win the first set.
They did not.
But it was
close. It was a close score.
It was pretty good.
I will say for each set, like scores were always like really close. Like 2 points.
Oh yeah.
Or 3 points. Like it was really close each time.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. But no, it was good because even in that first set, they they always got to show like the monster duo always has to show like they quick.
Oh yeah,
like
the
they
weird
quick move because like they do that and they did that before when they were warming up. And I love Satori, like Tendo Satori. He's great.
The guest monster. We about to get into him. Don't worry.
But no, like in the beginning, he was just like, oh, this is interesting. And then people were just like, the other team were just like, all right, this team might be a little bit fun to go up against.
Mm-hmm. So we go to the second set. I think the second set was the most intense. For me personally. I don't know about you. Because they put on a show. Like, everyone put on a show.
Yeah.
Okay? when we get introduced to Tendo, pretty much the guest monster. He's the best blocker in this show, unless someone else that's better than him.
No, he's one of the best. He's one of the best ones, and I think
he can literally like know when you're about to hit. Like he's that good. Like he can change the angle that quick.
And then he has the range to do the range and flexibility to do it. Mm-hmm. But like he is the best because even like as the show or the series progresses, like Hinata always refers back to be all like, who's the best blocker that I've had?
And it's him.
And it's him, and he's like learning from from him and how he moves. So he's pretty good.
Best blocker, aka the guest monster, putting on a show, even got a song. Okay, like he be ruining these people's dreams.
He do.
He's sick in the head.
It's true. That is true because like at first like he was like, like Ushijima, like why do you like you really like this kid? He was like, no, I can't stand him. He said he was gonna beat me for nationals, and then that's when Tendo goes up to the thing. He was like, you can't get to him
unless you get to me.
And I was like, when did this become about you? Like, get out of here.
It's always been about him.
That's true.
And I know they didn't show it in the movie, but in the actual show, I remember when Tsukishima, he was like, nice to meet you. I'm the first year you're going to hate. He was like, he's the first year I hate the most. He's so cocky. Because Suki was putting on a performance in this second set. Because how you got Noyo tearing it up, blocking Usujima, receiving and all this stuff, he was actually doing the blocking. He was doing those one touch like it was no one's business. They were all getting annoyed.
It's a solid team. They have a solid team.
Oh, yeah, they do.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, some third years, they can leave just a little bit.
Just a little bit.
I mean, like I said, Daichi, he's okay. I feel like he's mediocre. And that's not in a bad way.
Like Daichi?
Yeah, like I feel like he's not that amazing, but like he's solid. Like you can count on him sometimes. Like he's not like the best. Like out of the third years, I feel like it's the ace.
Asahi?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, but Asahi doesn't have that confidence though. Like he's still building his confidence about like his move and the power and trajectory because he injured somebody, so that always happens.
And he need to grow up.
I mean, like, and later on,
you're a big dude.
Listen, and later,
if you're gonna put all your weight into a serve, you might hurt somebody.
Later on in the series, he does. But I mean, yeah, I feel like Daichi and then also
Sugar,
Suga. Yeah, they both. I feel like they're both like just like solid play. Like they're
solid.
They're solid, but they're nothing to write home. I mean, they're nothing like huge, like high or anything like that. I don't know. But I don't think that's the type of team that they're trying to build.
To be honest, I feel like we don't need them. These first years is tearing it up.
I mean,
in the second years, I mean, we don't need, and that's I don't know.
I mean, I feel like we do need Daichi and Suga, and then also Asahi. I think we do need them.
Listen, I don't hate them. They're just solid. Like I
wouldn't
like
throw
they're
them
like
away.
I wouldn't either.
I mean, you tell them that you don't need them. That's kind of you throwing them away.
I mean, they're not like that.
Like, what do you mean? I mean, like they're a solid team. It's not. They're just like
Okay, what I mean by that, even though we love Suga, right?
Yeah.
He was barely even in these matches.
Well, that's
like they were taking him in and out. That's what I mean.
Because
like, he's not that crucial.
That's not his position or his role. Like he's one of the. He's like we
then
come
what's
to
his role.
He's like one of the people who does like he's a pinch
server.
He's a pinch server, and we learn more about the same thing with Yamaguchi. Yamaguchi's also a pinch server.
He is very annoying to me.
Yeah, but because he's not confident in his move, but he needs to be more. He needs to like tap into more of his like skill of like the float serve.
I think because it was last season. Yeah. I feel like when he had like a meltdown that he couldn't see like the exit sign. I'm like, what are we doing here?
Look, I think. Look, I feel like I don't know. I feel like. Well, what type of team do you think Kaizoku is? I don't feel like
I think I worded it wrong. What I mean is since we only have two, since we have Hinata and Kageyama, I don't think it's that crucial that we need a strong team. That's what I'm getting at.
I mean, because I feel like where they are right now, they have a lot of room for growth. They have to do a lot of growing. I don't think they're that strong. I mean, the main thing that those two have is like the surprise. Like Hinata is desperate to get the ball, therefore he's willing to like work with Kageyama. And Kageyama is someone who only serves for himself, but he's like, I can serve however I want, but I know that Hinata's always going to go to where the ball is.
All I know is the third years weren't able to compete at this level before they had these first years. That's all I'm saying.
But
Like,
that's always going to happen in these shows.
not necessarily.
Yes, it is.
Really?
Yes, it is. I was like, in all the
What
shows.
about Love All Play? Did they need those first years?
No, that's not what I'm saying. What
Okay.
I'm saying is, in every show, like, we're always going to need first years because, like, when the third years are gone, we need people
What
to
I'm saying
replenish
is they're
and
not
rebuild
that-
the team.
I'm okay if we don't have that much strong of a team because those two make up for it. That's
I
all
don't think
I'm saying.
those two make up for it. I feel like because we have solid third years, that those two are able to, like, blunder and, like, develop and evolve throughout the game.
Okay.
Because, like, yeah, I don't know. I feel like that's quick to say. I'm like, they have a good grasp of the basics. Hinata doesn't have a good grasp of the basics. Like, not yet. He's learning in the games. I feel like Kageyama is, like, specific on what Kageyama wants to do. And he's like, I just want to set the ball and I just want to be the main person doing the thing.
But he's proficient in every other area. Even though those are his selfish wishes, we can always count on him to always get an ace whenever he serves. Like, we can always depend on him. He's literally executing flawlessly everywhere else. Like, sure, he has these his hiccups here and there because he is selfish. He is the selfish king. We know that.
That's because they didn't really have a true setter on their team, and I feel like Kageyama's.
But remember, I thought Suga was supposed to be their setter.
No, Kageyama is the pinch setter. He's the person.
But before, like, they did have that crucial person. That was Suga.
Well, no, because he was. I don't know. I don't know, man.
Because even then, like,
I feel like it's bold to say. I feel like we have good first years.
listen, I like all of them. Don't get me wrong.
all of them too. I'm just saying.
I think they're you're solid. There's nothing really special about them, but they are solid. Like, you can count on them. Sure.
Yeah, you can count on them, sure, but I feel like they're necessary for the first years. Like, I feel like I feel like the first years are only able to shine as much as they do because they have a solid foundation of a team where they're able to shine in that way.
Okay, that's fair.
That's all I'm saying.
That's fair.
That's how I feel about it. Because I know, like, Tsukishima, like, you know, with the glasses, like, I'm proud of him in this movie and in this moment because, like, we're seeing his growth as, like, a player.
Yeah, because we get that flashback of Bokuto and Akuto telling him, like, hey, there's going to be a moment when you're actually going to be hooked on volleyball.
Yes.
Okay? And that was the actual moment when he actually blocked Usujima.
Right. And
okay.
so, you know, that's important. So I'm just like, you know.
And that's another iconic scene. Like, he didn't care. He was like, I don't know why you guys like volleyball so much. It's just a stupid club.
That kind of annoyed me because why are you here?
His brother made him hate volleyball. He was embarrassed. Like, it all stems from his brother.
Yes, I do. Who came to support him.
I like his brother.
I do too.
I think he's hard on his brother because he thought his brother was part of the starting lineup, and apparently he found him in the stands cheering for him. Right. And I think that's when he started to hate volleyball, and that's why he got into it in a sick way. He was like, you know what? I'm going to be so good.
Yeah.
That I'm gonna hate it. Like, it's weird. Like, that's kind of why he did it in the first place, to kind of show his brother how did you not get in this team when I can easily do it?
Because he got that hype.
And Suki. You're either gonna love him or hate him.
I mean, I love to hate him. He's great.
I love him as a character.
He is diabolical and malicious most of the time. He can get right there with him. So he's great.
But no, so they take the second set, and then the third set,
Well, the third set was great because then we got to see the other team's coach, and it was funny because our coach was like, I thought he was being a little bit too quiet.
But I like this old man coach because,
see, here we go. This show has a lot of great coaches.
But I feel like we saw more of him last season. Like, we saw.
We did. I feel like this season was just like a glimpse
of it.
It was just a glimpse of who he is because we're learning more about, like, the battle of concepts.
He was making good points. He was like, "Why are y'all just staring at each other? At least stare at a girl." Like,
he was like, what y'all doing? What y'all doing?
Like, you need to bend your elbow like this. Like, what are you guys doing? Like, he was getting some good pointers.
I mean, yes, he was. But I think we're just learning more about him and his style. We learn more about him later on, and he's obviously good at what he does.
And then we see the other old man, Ukai,
who's great, who's technically his rival coach.
Oh yeah,
but his like grandson is coaching Karasuno right now, so that's great. It's a whole.
He was like, I never liked him. I was like, okay.
because they're from two different schools of thought. It's like Ukai is like, people need to grow and evolve. Like, the technique's not going to be, it's always going to be the same. You got to try out different things. Whereas with our other coach, Washijo, he's more like, it needs to be to the book.
It's basics.
It's basics. You need to know, like, you don't need to be trying out different things. And so they were basically using it like whose teaching methods is gonna like.
That's why it's like it's the battle of the concepts.
It's the battle of the
makes sense.
It's like full circle, right? And so and it becomes more apparent in the third set, because in the third set, like the team, even Washijo like admits it. He's like they're evolving throughout this entire match.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas, like, my kids are just, like, sticking to what they need to be doing.
Which worked because they took the third set.
They did. Absolutely. And I'm pretty sure he was like, that's what happens when you follow the book. That's what happens. Yes.
The fourth set, I was a little worried.
I was, too.
Because Kageyama, his form started to crumble. Even Tendo was like, your gorgeous form is starting to crumble. What you gonna do? I was like, hey, Tendo, you are the GOAT, but let's calm down.
Like, simmer down. Like, we don't need you putting all our business out there in the street.
Because he was telling everybody that would listen.
He was. He really did. He'd be like gossiping on the court. Like, I was like, who he gossiping to? Like, to his team and then to the opposite team that he's gossiping about.
He was like, his form's starting to crumble, guys.
Like, he shared it to his friends and then shared it to the opponents. Like, yo.
And they started targeting him. I was like, man, you guys got to do a little bit better to catch Kaguya on his toes. Like, it ain't crumbling that much.
He's ratchet.
Oh, yeah.
He's so ratchet.
But no, I mean, they take that for a set, though.
They do.
And it was like more high paced. Like they were like fast forwarding. It was like barely any talking. I was like, okay, this makes up for like the actual season part. Like, fast forward and everything.
Yes.
But yeah, they took that for a set. Then that last set, the final set.
I mean, also in the fourth set, that's when Suki hurt his hand.
Yep.
And then it was funny because he was like, but that was when he was like changing, like, oh, I'm really caring about this game. And he left the court. He was like,
you better
not lose. He said, y'all better keep it going until I come back. And then he was like, man, you're going to be at nationals by the time you come back. And I was like, he's just going in the next room.
He don't know that.
He do know that. Like,
his hand is split open.
He just hurt.
Volleyball is intense, okay? Like,
Jenae, I know it's intense. He just caught the ball with his face.
Oh yeah, can we appreciate that? So many people been taking eye shots, head shots.
I know. And Jonathan was like, "Yo, was your eye okay?"
He's like, "It's all good." He was like, "I planned that." I was like, "Okay." He's like, "I didn't want to get a nosebleed." I was like, "So we taking eye shots?"
I know. He said that while looking at Usajima. He was like, I'm gonna destroy you, and then jump back like 10 feet. He was like, malicious intent is what I feel from you.
No, okay, so, and then they got this, I don't even know that, is he a first year?
Who?
The guy that subs for Suki, I don't know. That basic dude,
anyway. A background character, I don't know.
Here go Tendo, oh, they don't got glasses no more. And then that's when they switched to Okoa, and he was like, oh, they don't got glasses no more, it's about to be tough. I was like, well, dang, like, they don't got glasses no more.
They don't. But it was okay, because Kageyama was, like, getting ready. Like, jumping, like, 4 feet in the air. I was hoping, just sit down.
He don't like it when people criticizing his form. He's a perfectionist, okay?
He is a perfectionist, yes.
And guess what? He showed out this last set. I don't care.
He did.
That's why he's the king.
Every time.
That's why he's the king. So anyways, Suki, he getting his hand stitched up or whatever.
Right.
They're barely surviving. Like, I'm gonna just be honest, because they don't got Hinata out of this rotation. Because
they were only down by like 4 points. Like, you need
hey,
to
this is critical. This is critical. Okay, they only have to reach 15. Because for volleyball, apparently you can't always be in the court. You got to be rotating out. So
I was getting annoyed though how like Ushijima was like constantly doing the sets and serving. I was like, you done did it 4 times now.
Don't be jealous.
I'm not jealous. Like, it was like back to back. I was like,
because that was his positioning. It's that stupid rotation they got. And you know what? I was nervous because guess who we had on the court? We had all the third years. We didn't have Kageyama. Okay. We didn't have Shoyo.
Right.
I was a little worried.
I mean, this does prove your point a little bit from before, but I still feel like, it's not.
I mean, like I said, they survived.
They did survive. It's not like they were down by 7 by the time he came back.
And that's what I'm saying. They hanged on
because they have a solid foundation.
Because guess what? Then Kageyama came, and then boom, like I just stated before, he got that ace serve. They're like, how can he do that? And he was just out. Like his form was crumbling. Like I just stated, you can always count on him to do something, to score. That's all I'm saying. Even the opposing team said it. All right, and then Hinata finally comes. I'm like, all right, they about to do this, this quick, and that's what they did.
Right.
And then that's when Suki came. I'm like, all right, let's get this no name out of here.
Hey, he did his job.
What did he do?
Of holding it down until he got back.
I didn't even see him.
He did what he needed to do, Jenae. He was holding it down until he got back.
You need to stop saying that word, holding it down.
He was.
That man was nowhere to be seen on the court.
Look.
He was in the shadows in the back.
Jenae.
Anyways, they got rid of him. Okay, and Suki came back, and I was like,
rotation, yes.
I was like, okay, so we actually have the main team on the court. Let's go. Like, this is crunch time. This was the longest rally ever.
It was.
They were supposed to get up to 15, and you look up, and it's like 27-27. I was like, man, who gonna get this match point?
It was real, and they got it.
And they got it.
Karasuno got it.
Hinata did the last score.
He did
that quick.
He really did.
I thought it was funny because, like, he tried to receive it and then it, like, fell back and then the other dude tried to, like, get it again. I'm like, you fool, it's already out. Like, you already touched it.
It's too late. It's too late.
And then you get that iconic pause of silence of Haikyuu.
Yes.
And then they all start going crazy.
No, I loved it how our manager in training, what's her name?
What's that, Yuki? Is that her name?
No, her name is Yachi. How she, like, fell back and was foaming at the mouth.
Because it's stressful, man.
It was stressful.
Yeah, no. That last synchronized attack, that thing be, you know what? Maybe you're right. Maybe they need all the seniors.
They do need all that because, like...
That's their main attack. That's how they get these points.
It's a good
Because that was the last attack that finished it.
It was. Because they were
even Tendo was like, "Oh shoot!"
He was like, "Who is it?"
He was like, "Who is it going to?
Who's it gonna be?"
And I'm like, "You fools! Like, you don't think it's gonna be Hinata? You've been guessing wrong this whole entire time. You don't think he's gonna be the last one to get the score? Nope. Okay, and that's when he ended.
And that's what happened. And it was great.
And then that was it.
That was it.
They were so happy. I was like, "Man, we won!" And then the other team was crying. And then the coach was like, so we're going to have a meeting back in the bus. You guys are going to do 100 serves. I was like, oh.
He was like, he said, after the ceremony, get on the
bus. He was so mad, too.
He was so mad.
He didn't say nothing. He was like,
he didn't say anything.
We're going to get back in the bus. We're going to have a meeting. Once we get back, you're going to do 100 serves.
And yeah, when it got back.
And he walked off.
They had their meeting, but it was Ushijima. Like, all the 30-years were, like, standing there, and then, like, the coach, the actual captain, was like, all right, here's what I'm going to say, and then she was like, I got it. And then he gave each person, like, critiques or, like, help for them to, like, move forward. Well, actually, no, going before that, I thought it was hilarious how, like, at the end of the match, Ushijima went up to, like, Hinata and Kageyama was like, the next time I go up against you, I'm going to defeat you. And I'm like, how?
But
I was like,
that's what they all say.
But I was like, how? I was like, you're graduating. You're not playing with them again. You're not going to be on the court.
Said, I'm going to see you. That means
no.
In college or whatever, it's back on.
I don't think so. I
and
don't know where they
first year. That's what I'm saying.
That's what I mean.
Listen, everyone that they beat, they all say the same line. Well, I like the twins. He was like, you know what? I'm a set for you, Hinata. That was the only one that switched it up.
I feel like he going to do it, though.
Oh, he is.
He absolutely is.
I can see it. But the point is, I'm like, y'all need to grow up. Like, these boys is only first years and they tearing y'all up. Like,
all the way up.
It was good. It was good.
It was good.
Man, and that's what I'm saying. I need to rewatch Haikyuu. I got the hype again. I want that Haikyuu hype.
The most recent season was, like, crazy. It was wild. Millions of views on the YouTube for that one scene. That was like a phenomenal rally though. But no, going back to the movie, just like when Tendo, like when Ushijima was giving people advice, he was like, oh, when Tendo crosses over into the next life, and I was like, wait, he's not dying. And Nintendo's like, what are you talking about?
I will say the one first year that was actually playing with them, Goshiki, he was annoying the last season.
But I will say about him, he's like the only first year who would say that they're an ace, and I actually believed him.
Well, even Ushijima believes
right,
him.
exactly. And I was like, and that's a very rare thing. Most times you get people like, yeah, I'm gonna be the ace, I'm gonna be the ace, and I'm just like, you ain't never got to back it up. But I was like, he's actually one of the people who can actually back it up. I guess
the reason why he's so cocky, look at his teammates. And I think from last season, he was like, wow, people actually like, I forgot how it used to be like when people praise you. Because he was pretty much outshined, even though he's pretty much like, I don't want to say perfection, but he's really like elite.
Yeah.
So I believe it. He's going to get up to it.
Mm-hmm.
But no, this was a good movie.
It was a good movie.
It was a good recap.
It was definitely a good recap. I enjoy it. That was great. Love Haikyuu. It's,
so good.
It's a good show. It's a really good show.
Yeah. I got to rewatch Haikyuu. I got to rewatch Yoa. Shoot, I might need to rewatch Diamond of Ace.
Diamond of Ace was like, ooh, now that was an emotional show. That was wild.
Listen, it's still coming. They're still making mangas. Listen,
I know.
I'm just saying, rewatching these shows is making me more hyped that it's coming back in the fall. These movies, like I just want to rewatch it, get my Haikyuu thirst back again.
All I'm saying is fall is gonna be wild.
I don't know how I'm gonna act.
I mean, bananas.
I'm be going crazy in fall.
It's bananas.
Just with Yo Mushy Pedal alone, I'm be acting a fool.
Bananas.
I'm be going crazy.
Absolutely. Bananas.
But yeah, guys. Yeah. That was this week. Haikyuu, Battle of Concepts. Check it out.
Check it out.
If you never watch Haikyuu, watch it. We're going to be talking about it on the pod.
Oh, yeah.
Same thing with Yo Mushy Pedal. They're,
take the time to catch up.
Please take the time to catch up.
Take the time.
You do not want to be skipping, okay?
You do not want to be like Justin.
Wow, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Throwing shots. But I like it.
I mean, it had to be said. It had to be said.
But yeah, guys, make sure you watch Haikyuu. It's such a good show.
Phenomenal. So all the movies, it's great.
Good
animation, great cheer teams.
The openings, endings.
Great coaches. It's...
You get everything.
You get everything. So... You got good fans because they do have an actual local, like a little mini fan club of like older people who are just like, they come.
Listen, these older people are more invested in these kids' lives.
They be having. We have some great commentators from the fans.
It's
great.
Good one, okay.
Good stuff.
Yeah, it's good. Good pacing. Everything's just perfect. Pretty much.
Good show.
So good. Stuff. But yeah, guys, that's it. Mm-hmm. I hope you enjoyed it. It was Jakia and I's Takeover.
Yep, Takeover. When it comes, I think just with these sports shows, and Jenae and I are just going to be taking over.
Oh, I'm definitely going to have to be rewatching. So we might talk more about it on the pod. You
know what? Maybe we will. Maybe we'll go through like the different seasons of stuff and just talk about it.
Yeah.
So you guys can get prepared for fall. So yeah, maybe we'll just have to do that. Take that time.
All right. Bye, guys.
Bye.